Yogi, and welcome to class. My name is Ivy, and today I'll be guiding you through a beginner's class to help you build strength and flexibility in the body. Now, if you have a set of blocks nearby, that can be really handy whenever the floor seems a little bit too far away. Otherwise, we're just going to get started on our mats. We're going to start in tabletop, so planting your hands underneath the shoulders and the hips on top of the knees. From here, just begin to draw a few circles over the wrist here, so we make sure that they're warmed up. Beginning already here to find a sensation of gripping the mat with the fingertips. So this is a really important technique in yoga because the hands are on the floor so much. So making sure that you're gripping the mat and then pressing your knuckles down into the floor, the palms firmly down into the mat. And then coming back to your neutral tabletop, take an inhale to allow the belly to reach down, reaching the chest forward as we gently lift the gaze. And as you exhale, rounding through the spine, cat and cow. Let's do that a few more times. Inhale as we allow the belly to reach down, chest reaching up. And exhale, rounding through the spine. Pressing through your hands here and gazing in towards your belly button. Final time. Inhale, the belly reaches down, chest reaches forward. Notice how that opens up the chest. So then exhale, round through the spine. Can you really press the back of your body up towards the sky? So then slowly come back to center, neutral tabletop. Drawing the belly in and the ribs slightly in. On the next inhale, reach your right leg towards the back. Let's start by flexing the foot, imagining that you have a wall here back behind you. Press the foot into that wall. So then inhale, lift the left fingertips up and forward. Now reaching through the back foot and through the left fingertips, create length in the whole body. Take an inhale. As you exhale, knee to elbow in front of your chest, round the spine, just like we did earlier. Inhale as we then lengthen back and forth. Can you keep the ribs in as you lengthen? So then exhale, elbow to knee. Again, round through the spine. Press a little bit more through the right hand. Final time. Inhale as we lengthen back and forth. Instead of arching the spine, try to lengthen. So then exhale, elbow to knee. Again, rounding the spine. Now once you're here, bring your left hand to the floor. Keep your knee into the chest, rounding the spine. Tucking the back foot under if you haven't already. Next inhale, can you lift the left knee off the floor and hold for 3, 2, and 1. Placing both knees back down to the mat. Take one round of cat and cow, arching the spine. Inhalation, exhalation to round. Let's do the other side, coming back to center, neutral tabletop. This time the left foot reaches to the back, flex into the foot, so we press the foot towards the imaginary wall. Inhale, the right fingertips reaches forward, creating length again in the whole body. Inhale. Exhale, elbow to knee as we round through the spine. Inhale, creating length, again keeping the ribs in so we don't just dump down to gravity. And exhale, elbow to knee, pressing through your left hand to help with the surrounding. Final time, inhale as we lengthen, press the back heel back. Exhale, elbow to knee. Can you round even further through the spine? So then gently place the right hand down, keep the left knee into the chest. Next inhale, lifting the right knee off the floor and just hold it for 3, 2, and 1. Placing both of your knees and feet back down. One round of cat-cow, arching the spine and rounding the spine, just to neutralize. So then come back to center, tuck your toes under. Inhale as we lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Now let's just begin to paddle out the feet, bending one knee at a time. Rolling your armpits in towards center here. Try to create length in between your shoulder blades. Now you can bend your knees as much as you need to help create length through the spine and the upper body. The heels doesn't have to touch the floor, it really doesn't matter. And then from here, we're going to walk the hands all the way towards the back, towards the feet. Finding a forward fold here, allowing the hands to just hang down towards the mat. You can bend your knees as much as you need. Your hands doesn't have to touch the floor at all. As we just allow the head, the neck, and the shoulders to relax. And then from here, we're going to grab hold of either the ankles or somewhere along the shins. Then take an inhale to create length in the spine, imagining that you're lifting the chest forward. So then use the exhalation to fold back down. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, so we create this half lift shape. So then exhale, fold down.
Final time, inhale, creating that length.
As you exhale, folding back down, hands to the floor, walk them all the way forward, back into your downward facing dog. The hips are going up and back. From your downward dog, we're going to roll forward into a plank pose. You might need to walk your feet a little bit more back to reach this shape. As we then lengthen the crown of the head forward, draw your belly and your ribs in, press yourself away through the hands. Can you lean your shoulders over the wrist, finding a shift? And then all the way back into neutral plank. Let's do that 2 more times. Leaning forward and back, keeping your belly in. Final time, leaning forward and back. This time, leaning forward. Bring your knees down to the floor, keeping your belly in. Bend the elbows. Exhale, lower yourself all the way down onto the mat, one straight line. Once we're down, cobra pose, pressing through your hands to lift the heart, press the top of your feet down. So then exhale, come back down. One more time, this time use less strength of your hands. Inhale to lift with the muscles through your back body. And exhale, come back down. Final time, this time can you do it without your hands? Inhale, lifting the chest and the hands off the floor. Just notice the muscles in the back. So then exhale, lower back down. Tuck your toes. Send your hips all the way up and back. Downward facing dog. Spreading your fingers wide. On your inhalation, we're going to lift the right leg up towards the sky. As you exhale, bend your knee and step the foot in between your hands. And maybe there's a few steps, that's fine. Bring your back knee down. Inhale, low lunge, arms up and overhead. Drawing your belly in, try to hug the front heel towards the back knee forward. Tucking the back foot. Next, inhale, lift your back knee off the floor. Continuously hugging the inner thighs into each other. Take an inhale as we lift the heart up to the sky. As we exhale, bring the hands down to the mat. Now you can use blocks underneath the hands if needed. Walk them forward a few steps. Inhale as we lift the left foot off the floor. Let your foot be parallel to the floor. Just like we did in the beginning, try to press the sole of the foot into that imaginary wall. And then try to send the left hip down a little bit more. Supported warrior 3. Option to just stay here working on the balance, or bring your hands to heart center. Lengthening the crown of the head forward, finding your balance. Drawing your belly in, can you find a straight line from the crown of your head all the way down to your back foot and lengthen. Take an inhale here. Exhale, step the left foot to the top of the mat, fold over your legs. Good job. Inhale, create a halfway lift. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale, rise all the way to stand, arms up and overhead, lifting up the heart. And we're going to exhale, fold all the way back down over the legs, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step all the way back into a downward facing dog, spreading off your fingers. Let's do the other side. Inhale as we lift the left leg up to the sky. Exhale, knee to chest, step the foot in between your hands. Lowering the back knee down. Inhale, arms up and overhead, Anjalyasana. Hugging the inner thighs into each other. Whenever you're ready, tuck the back foot, lift the back knee off the floor, high lunge. Still continuously finding the midline of the legs. So then inhale, lift the heart, lean the arms just a little more back. Exhale, hands to the floor or onto your blocks. Walk them forward a few steps, the back foot off the floor. Flexing through the foot, press through the heel. Lengthen the crown of the head forward. And even if your hands are on the floor, can you bring weight into the standing foot? And maybe you want to bring the hands to heart center, balancing on your left foot. Try to lower the right hip down here, and again creating length from the crown of your head all the way out to your back foot. Let's take one more breath in. Exhale, step it down, forward fold to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fall back down. Inhale as we rise all the way up to standing. Arms comes over the head, lift up through the heart. Exhale, lower yourself all the way back down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, planting the hands to the floor, stepping your feet back into a downward facing dog again. Sending your breath all the way to the back of the legs. And then exhale, bring your knees down to the floor. Hips back to your heels. Forehead to the ground, child's pose.
We're just going to take a moment here to breathe. Allowing your hips to become heavy and just relax into your body here, giving it a little bit of a release. As we then inhale, rise all the way up to seated. From a seated position, bring your hips to one side and your legs in front of you. Now we're going to keep the right leg straight, bend your left knee and bring the sole of your foot to your inner thigh. So we draw the belly in, take an inhale, reaching arms up and overhead. As we exhale, fold over your front leg. Now here, maybe the hands are in block, maybe we walk them forward, grabbing hold of whatever we can, or just keep them on the floor. So then take an inhale, create length again through the spine, and exhale, fold within that length. And it really doesn't matter how far down you get, as long as you're feeling a stretch through the body, you're opening up through the body. Being a little bit more active in this stretch by pulling the right hip towards the back, to then fold into gravity. As we then inhale, rise all the way back up. Now let's draw the left knee into the chest, step the left foot to the outside of the right leg. And then hug your left knee with your right arm. Left fingertips comes behind you. Inhale, create lift through the chest. Exhale, look over your left shoulder. Twist. To then come back to center, switching side. Left leg is straight. Right foot comes to the inner thigh, knee out to the side. Inhale as we guide both arms up and overhead. As we exhale, once again, folding into our depth of today. Actively sending the left hip back into space to then fold. Trying to keep some kind of length here through the spine. And usually when we bring length to the spine, you actually bring yourself a little bit out of the fold, but then we then slowly fold in with that length. This makes sure that we protect the body, and it also makes the stretch a little more active. Take a final breath here. Then inhale, slowly rise all the way back up to seated. Right knee to chest. Step the foot to the outside of the left thigh. Left hand hugs the right knee. Right hand comes behind you. Inhale, creating length to then slowly twist your chest towards the right, look over the right shoulder. Trying to keep your weight through the center. To then slowly come back to center. And straighten both of your legs. Make sure you're at the center of your mat. A little bit of core work as we draw the arms in front of us. And then round through the spine. Slowly lower yourself all the way down onto the mat. As slow as you can. Resisting gravity all the way down. Once you're down, draw your knees into your chest. Give yourself a hug. And rock a little bit from side to side. And you're welcome to stay here on your back for as long as you need. Take the rest that you need. And I thank all of you so much for joining me through this class. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!